unprecedented flood disaster strikes Guangyuan, Sichuan, on September the 16th, 2025. The northern Sichuan city of Guangyuan was submerged within hours by torrential rains, forcing tens of thousands to evacuate. The extreme weather shattered historical records and eroded public confidence in the city's once praised drainage system. The downpour began at dawn and showed no signs of stopping. By evening, nearly 500 millimeters of rain had fallen, equivalent to an entire year's rainfall in some arid regions. At its peak, 168 millimeters fell in just 1 hour, a figure meteorologists admitted was almost unheard of in decades. Floodwaters surged through the city like a tidal wave, submerging streets within minutes. Residents watched helplessly as thousands of cars were swept away, bobbing in the current. In a heartbreaking moment captured on social media, an elderly man who couldn't escape in time was carried off by the raging water, shocking the nation. Guangyuan had once boasted of having China's most advanced drainage system, but in the face of this disaster, it failed almost instantly. Underground pipes burst, streets turned into rivers, and floodwaters rose to nearly 2 meters. Luxury cars and heavy trucks alike were swept away as easily as fallen leaves. Amid the chaos, another tragedy struck. A massive steel arch collapsed in the storm, blocking a vital roadway and worsening the gridlock, even hindering rescue efforts. Survivors recall the deafening crash of metal mixed with terrified screams, a scene etched in their memories. Experts noted that the storm was no accident, but a textbook case of the western autumn rain. Warm, moist air from the south collided violently with cold northern air over the Sichuan basin, triggering explosive weather. What poets once called the gentle autumn rain has now turned into a devastating natural force. Meteorologists predicted that from September the 16th to 18th, western Sichuan and the Honghua region would face continued heavy rain, with some areas receiving more than 230 millimeters in just a few hours. Within 24 hours, the National Meteorological Center issued 3 yellow alerts and raised the emergency response to level 2, mobilizing both the military and local authorities for disaster relief. In Guangyuan, dozens of neighborhoods were forced to evacuate overnight. Families crowded into temporary shelters as rescue workers shouted instructions through loudspeakers. Fire crews from Chengdu brought in giant pumping trucks to drain the flood, but with rain still pouring down, every effort turned into a race against time. Xin, a meteorologist with China Weather Network, warned that rainfall in northeastern Sichuan and southern Shanxi could exceed 250 millimeters in the coming week, bringing severe risks of flash floods, landslides, and mudslides. The unique geography of the Sichuan Basin, mountains on all sides, intensify the disaster, trapping the floodwaters, while nighttime storms caught many completely off guard. The disaster devastated not only transportation and housing but also agriculture. The National Flood Control and Drought Relief Headquarters dispatched teams to coordinate rescue operations, while the People's Liberation Army stood ready to join the front lines. Media described the disaster as a climate crisis beyond normal bounds, threatening the lives and property of millions. Tourism and infrastructure projects. Fields ready for harvest were drowned, with vegetables and rice facing total loss. Construction sites and riverside camps were evacuated, while authorities deployed patrols around the clock to prevent secondary disasters. What was once seen as a gift of autumn rain has become a double-edged sword. It nourishes the land but can also bring sudden destruction. In the early hours of September the 17th, Sichuan issued another yellow flood warning, ordering urgent evacuations in 9 high-risk towns. Winding mountain roads and fragile bridges teetered on the brink of collapse under the relentless storm. Guangyuan, once proud of its infrastructure, now stands as a stark symbol of human vulnerability before nature. In just one day, it was engulfed by floods and became the epicenter of a national tragedy. Thank you for watching. If you found this report helpful, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future disaster updates. Some visuals in this program are for illustration only and not from the actual scene. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay tuned, and most importantly, stay safe.